Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sky and today we're doing an updated Shop My Stash. Now I'm doing monthly Shop My Stashes now. First we're going to talk about the February Shop My Stash, how that went, the looks, how I thought about it and all that stuff, and then we'll be going through my collection and picking out the products for March. If you're curious about this makeup look, I did just film it for the Get Ready With Me. That video should be going up before this one, so I'll link it down below. Alright, blushes. I chose so many blushes for this rotation. Let's talk about my favorite blush for this rotation. This is the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blush in Joy. Now, I'm late on the Rare Beauty train, I'll be honest. It took me a while to get here, but I understand. I completely understand why this is such a cult favorite. This blush is so fucking pigmented. You need like the tiniest drop on your, like, tiniest little dot on your cheeks to have enough to cover like an intense blush look. And here's the thing, I love intense blush. I do. I really do. So I feel like if you don't like intense blush, you might find this product a bit hard to work with because you'll literally need the tiniest amount for like an average person's blush. Except for me, I use a whole ass drop. And even then sometimes it's a bit too much. But this is so blendable, it melts into the skin so beautifully, it's really long lasting. I do set it afterwards with a tiny like veil of like loose powder, or I set it with another blush. And you don't need to, but I have oily skin, so I do prefer to do that. And this does layer on top of powdered skin really, really nicely. It lasts all day, the colour is beautiful. It works with pretty much every single look. I've used this so much. I've taken this traveling with me anytime I go to my boyfriend's place, and when I went to London recently and I did my makeup on the train, literally all you need is like fingers and just blend it out. It's so fucking good. Oh, I love this blush so much and I want more shades. I did also have this sample sachet of like a few other like Rare Beauty blushes. Well, like this is Joy, Bliss, and the two highlights. Now, I didn't use the highlights. I thought I'd mix them in with the blushes. Maybe I'll still try and do that another time, but I used Bliss, a little bit of this, and this shade is so beautiful. I will be buying a full size of this at some point when I finish this sample because it's so fucking beautiful. Now, a blush that I've been really enjoying layering on top of that one and also on top of the other cream blush that I have is this one. This is the Nabla Skin Glazing Blush in Truth. This is an old favourite. As you can see, it's so well worn. I love this blush so much. It's beautifully peachy and glowy, and it sets the Rare Beauty blush so beautifully. Like, it pairs fucking perfectly with this, as well as the other blush that I'm wearing on my cheeks today. I'm wearing this with a mix of the other blush I'll be talking about in a second. But this is so beautiful. It's glowy. It is, like, more of a subtle blush, to be honest. Like, on its own, it is a subtle blush, but sometimes I want that. And the blush that I'm wearing on my cheeks today, along with the Nabla Skin Glazing, is this little baby boy from Fenty Beauty. This is their cream blush. What's the official name of this bollock? I did just drop it just then. The Cheeks Out Cream Blush. Freestyle Cream Blush in Strawberry Drip. This. It's not showing up true to colour on camera. You can see the dip I've got going on in there. But this is a, like, strawberry, like Barbie pink almost. Maybe it's a bit less cool toned than a Barbie pink. But this blush is so incredible. I have loved these Fenty Beauty cream blushes for years and they still smell good. So they're not gone bad yet, which is really, really good. Blends onto the cheeks really nicely. And I just kind of wanted to put this in here because I knew I loved it, but I hadn't reached for it in a while, and I'm wearing it on my cheeks. It's just beautiful. All the Valentine's Day themed makeup looks that I did, I was wearing this blush. So this has gotten a lot of use in this rotation. And I'm so happy I've like re-fallen in love with this blush formula. It's fucking incredible, man. Sorry that I keep looking to this side. I have a mirror right here, so I'm like looking at the blush in the mirror instead of the viewfinder. But this is the Patrick Ta Blush Duo in She's Baked. I forgot the name for a second there. But this comes with a cream and a powder together, and again, these two layered on top of each other, beautiful. This by itself, stunning. This by itself, really beautiful. And this tone of blush I find complements my hair color so nicely, along with the Rare Beauty blush. Like, these tones I love with my hair color. Like, they just work beautifully. I will say that these blushes from Patrick Ta, I think they're the most expensive blushes in my collection. They are quite expensive. I think they're like £35 or more. God, I hope not more. Let's talk about palettes. So this Dark Horse in my collection, the one out of this selection that I didn't think I would get the most use out of, but it ended up being the most used in this rotation, and it's the Nabla Cutie Palette Coral. And exciting update, exciting update. I've hit pan in Mandarin. Look at that. Look at it. Oh shit, I forgot to talk about my highlighter. I'll talk about that after eyeshadow palettes. But this tiny little boy, I love it so much. Before work, if I wanted to do something really quick and simple, I would just make a wing with this, put this shade kind of like on the inner half of the wing to make it a little bit sparkly, this shade all over the lid and inner corner and like lower lash line, and be good to go. It's such a quick and easy palette. So easy. And like every time I go to my boyfriend's, I would take this palette with me, mainly because it's the smallest palette, so it was just so easy to take. But I would just use these two shades with a bit of mascara and like pretty like bright eyeliner on my waterline, and that would just be a really simple look that I just really enjoyed. These duochromes are so stunning. The mattes in here are lovely. The only shade I dislike is this one, because it's a satin red. It's just so redundant to me. I love these little six pans from Nabla. I think they're wonderful, and I love these tones so much. This palette just makes me so happy. Like, I look at it and I get really happy. So yeah, I really enjoyed using it this rotation. I'm gonna be really sad to put it away, because again, this is like my perfect little travel palette, because I can even use like this shade for blush. The palette that I'm wearing on my eyes today is this one, the Luna Beauty Strawberry Dream palette. It looks like this on the inside. And this palette hasn't been getting that much use in my collection, which is the main reason why I wanted to put it in this rotation, along with it being pink. But I will say that all the Valentine's Day themed makeup looks that I did, except for like one, I used this palette. This has been the palette that I have been using for those. I love these mattes in here so much. The shimmers are quite lovely. Not my favourite formula, but this iridescent is so sexy. I love it so much. Really like this shade Storm Cloud. Didn't think I would, but it is really wonderful to make a really like smoky, like hot pink look. And yeah, to be honest, this palette, like as pretty as it is, I do find myself using it for the same sort of looks like this. Really simple, but it does serve a purpose, and I really did enjoy using it, and I did give it a lot of love this month, so I'm really happy. I'm happy with the usage of this. I can see myself hitting pan in Blue Diamond, but that's not difficult because I love iridescence. Next palette is the Oden's Eye Elva palette, the original. Oh, this palette is so old, but it is wonderful. I love these neutral shimmers so much. I did wear this on Valentine's Day along with the final palette in this lineup. I love these shimmers so much. That's the main reason why I put this in the rotation. The neutral shimmers are just so beautiful and so easy to use, really sparkly, sheer, magical. I love it very much, and yeah, it did get a lot of use in this rotation. Not much to really report. I don't really have many pictures using this palette because I did use it for a lot of simple looks, same with the Cutie palette, but they served their purpose and they were a great combo together. The final palette I have to mention that I used a lot with the Oden's Eye Elva palette is the Natasha Denona Love palette. Come on, you knew I had to include this in the rotation. It is a romantic dream. I neglected this palette for a little bit as well because this palette is so special to me. It's my only Natasha Denona palette, and man, I love this palette so much. I love it so much. I love the matte formula. I've got pretty good dips in Intense and Valentine. I really like the shade Giving and Lifetime too. I use the mattes in here quite a lot. The shimmers have something yet to be desired. They're not the same impactful shimmers that I personally really enjoy. Okay, so my camera battery died and I just thought I would take a mini break. We've got some kafir here. Yeah, not really much else to add, to be honest. I'm really glad I got some more use out of this one, and I want to make an effort to use this more because it's so expensive and it is so wonderful that I really should use it more. But yeah, I did get a lot of use and enjoyment out of it in this rotation. Highlighter, I forgot to talk about this along with the face products, but I had the Kaleidos Diamond Dasher highlight right here. I'm wearing it on my cheeks today, and if you've seen my Get Ready With Me, you've seen the pan! Look at it! Look at it! Oh, I'm so happy. Honestly, I have hit pan on like 3 makeup products in the last like month and a half. It's wild and I love to see it. I love seeing things show like visible progress on it, and part of me really wants to keep this in the Shop My Stash just to see the pan expand, but I know I should probably reach for something else and get pans in my other highlights, so I'm not too sure, but I really enjoyed using this. It complemented all the blushes that I had in the rotation, and yeah, I'm so happy to see a pan in it. A couple of single shadows to talk about. These are actually loose pigments. So the first one, I'm actually wearing this on my lids today, and this is the Titmouse Loose Pigment in Prague. It is a beautiful, mega sparkly, like almost chunky sparkly. That sounds really unappealing, but it is like really like, the particles are really large, but not like glitter. It's a really beautiful multi-chrome pigment with like a pink base with a lot of like gold, pink, green, blue sparkles to it. It's stunning. You can't really see how shifty it is on camera, but it is so shifty in person, and I've really enjoyed using this a lot. I did get some good use out of it, and actually like, I'm like a third of, no, not a third, I'm like a fourth of the way through this. I'm actually getting quite good use out of this in my collection. I really enjoy this loose pigment a lot. Now the other loose pigment, I'll be honest with you, I just didn't use, and I think it just shows that I should just declutter it because I just don't use this. This is the Pastel Roses loose pigment in the shade Pony, and this is one of their flaky loose pigments, so it's not a shimmer, it's like larger flaky particles, and I just don't use it. The only, like, I have another one of these, but it's in an iridescent shade, and I do actually get good use out of that one. This one I just don't. I really don't. Like, I wish I was the person to use, like, flaky loose pigments more. I feel like I would get down with the, like, cream pigments. Like, there's cream flaky pigments that, like, Danessa Myricks has. I know Glisten has some. I feel like I'd use those a lot more. Finally, lip products. We have quite a few. So let's talk about the lipstick I'm wearing on my lips today. I am wearing the Jason Wu Beauty lipstick there. I think they're called the Hot Fluff lipsticks, and this is in the shade Gingerbread. I really like this a lot. I think Jason Wu Beauty, like, this is the only thing I've tried from them, but this lip formula is so... Discord, please. This formula is really underrated in my opinion. It is such a beautiful, velvety, soft matte lipstick. It's matte without being too drying, and the pigment is ridiculous. It's so pigmented, and you can blur it out really easily, and the color is really wonderful. I would be curious to get more shades of this formula because it is really wonderful. And I love that the packaging matches the color on the inside. That is something that I love when brands do that. And the other bullet lipstick is the Rare Beauty Kind Words lipstick in the shade Wise. I love this packaging, like a hee clicky. But this is a gorgeous brown, like, neutral, and this formula is more, it's not like a soft matte, like this is, the Jason Wu ones are more of like a powdery matte. They remind me a lot of the Udden's Eye Velvet lipsticks. I would actually say that they are more velvety. This is a matte lipstick, but kind of more of a traditional matte lipstick that's a bit more like creamy, but it is still like really moisturizing, like compared to like the dry, like powder matte. Really long lasting. I love the color of this. I wore this a lot when I was wearing it with the Nabla Cutie palette. That was just such a nice combination, like the brown liner with this brown lipstick. It was so good. I remember when I met Greg's parents, I did wear this lipstick and it was really nice. I felt really classy. Another Rare Beauty goodie, and this is their Glossy Lip Balm, I believe is the name. And this is in the shade Nearly Neutral. This, I fucking love this. Oh my gosh, this is the perfect neutral shade for me, and because it's a glossy lip balm, it's not It literally just feels like a lip balm, like a really like nice moisturizing lip balm on your lips. It's a My Lips But Better color. It is my perfect neutral. It's sheer but gives you the right amount of color. The only thing I dislike about it, aside the wear time's not that long, but it's a lip balm, of course it doesn't have the longest wear time, is the applicator. I really don't like that it's just kind of like this cone. There's no flat edge to it, it is just pointy, which I don't, why did you do that, Selena? Selena Gomez, why did you personally do that? You can get like a good point, like, for your lip line, but at the same time, like, why didn't you do a traditional doe foot? It's just a bit harder to apply like this, but that honestly doesn't bother me enough for me to, like, not be recommending this. Like, I love the packaging of it as well. Like, I love that, like, the Rare Beauty, like, packaging for these is, like, flat on one end, so it doesn't roll off the table. That's so smart. That is intelligent. So yeah, this glossy lip balm, I love it so much, and my mum really loves it too. I'm gonna get her one of the more, like, brighter shades because she's not really a big fan of, like, brownie toned, like, neutrals, but this formula is so good. I don't want to put it away. Of course, would it be a Shop My Stash video from me if I didn't have my Kaleidos lip glaze, my favorite liquid lipstick formula. I love these so much. I have the shades Bear and Wild Apple in this rotation. These got a lot of use, as to be expected. They're my Kaleidos lip glaze. I swear, I could get rid of everything in my collection and just replace it with Kaleidos lip glaze if that wasn't, like, absolutely ridiculous. I just love this formula so much. I'm not gonna harp on it for too long, but Wild Apple is a shade that I never really got that much use out of it when I first got it, but in the past few months, and especially in this rotation, it is the most beautiful pinky red. Like, it's not a red, but it's definitely a pink with a red undertone to it, but it is so beautiful, especially blurred out. I'd even mix these two shades together because this is like a pinky, like, neutral. The combo is so beautiful. Alright, now we're gonna move on into my collection and start picking out some of the products. Now, March, there's no real theme to March. Like, I don't have, like, you know, Valentine's themed. I think St. Patrick's Day is in March. Like, I think that's, like, the March holiday or something, but, like, I don't really care about St. Patrick's Day myself, so, like, I'm not gonna be, like, green makeup, like, exclusively, although I do love greens. I do know that I have a new palette in my collection, which I'll be using. So, actually 2 new palettes. Ooh, you'll see that in a second. Anyway, let's move on into the collection and talk about it. We picked so many blushes last time that, like, I'm kind of stumped for what to pick this time. I think I want to pick out an All Reliable. This is the Cover FX blush duo in Soft Peach. I feel like this blush is just so universal. It complements, like, almost every single makeup look. And with the palette that I have in mind, well, the 2 palettes I have in mind, this would complement it really nicely. And these blush duos are great. I also have a really big dip in this. I don't know if you can, maybe you can see it right there. I've got a big dip going on, so I do want to, like, continue to focus on this. Oh, you know what's a blush I haven't worn in fucking forever? It's this one from Odin's Eye. This is their Flower Blush in Little Jasmine. These have been discontinued in favor of their new ones, which I do really want to try. But this is just a really pretty, like, mauvey, like, terracotta color. It's very similar to the Patrick Tar one, which is why I want to kind of get more use out of this one, because it is one of the older blushes in my collection. And I think that's all I will take from this drawer. We do have, like, complexion and stuff, but we all know that I never pick anything from the drawer. Okay, eyeliners, loose pigments, a couple of singles, highlights. Now I think I want to use one of my multi-chrome highlights from Kaleidos. I think I want to use this one, the Space Age Gifted one, because this is like a pink, purple, green. Don't know if you can be able to see the multi-chrome. I am so crap at showing off, like, shifts on camera. Like, I am just terrible, but I love this highlight so much, and I haven't reached for it in so long, which is a crime, because it's beautiful. And yeah, I want to get more use out of my highlights this year, because last year I really neglected them, and I really want to actually focus on them more. And especially since I've hit pan in this shade, it's kind of inspiring me to, like, go through all my Kaleidos highlights and hit pan in all of them. I can never keep this drawer pretty, no matter what I do. Apart from the Kaleidos lip clays, everything else is just a bit of a fucking shamble. Okay, I don't know. I'll be honest with you, I actually have no fucking clue what I want. I don't really know. I mean, to be fair though, I know I said this Shop My Stash isn't themed, but I feel like it's becoming spring, so maybe this can be a spring themed Shop My Stash. Oh my god, that's horrifying. And with that being said, I should probably whip out some like springy colours, whatever the fuck that means. You know what I haven't used in fucking forever? My Odin's Eye cream lip stain in Little Jasmine. This is like their lip gloss formula. Do they still sell these? I don't know. Let me sniff it. Okay, it hasn't gone bad yet. It still smells like Kiki K. It's a Serbian candy. And I've kind of neglected it in favour of their bullet lipsticks. So I want to bring this bad boy out. I miss this. I can't believe I haven't used, I don't remember the last time I've used this. You know what, that's good, we're using it. Perfect. And also because we have the Little Jasmine blush, it's only fitting. My hand is dancing towards the Kaleidos lip clays. Maybe I won't pick a Kaleidos lip clay this rotation. Oh my god, no, I don't like that. Or should I? Yeah. None of them are really spring colours except for like these like 3. And like I don't really know if I fancy any of those shades. It's like 2 pinky neutrals and 1 like red. And then we also have like this brown tone neutral Adobe, which I love. But like I don't know. Now you know what? We'll get some All Reliables as well. This is going to be like a little All Reliable set. So I think I'm going to pick out the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Fussy. I don't know why, I'm just really feeling this. And I think I'll pick that one out. As well as the Colourpop Lippy Pencil in Bumble. I really like pairing this with the Fenty Gloss, so we'll use that. And if I want something warmer, I mean, I've got the like Little Jasmine, but I could whip out like a Kaleidos gloss. Or do I really fancy anything sparkly? Like a sparkly gloss? I don't know. These are getting like old though. Maybe next month I'll do like a Shop My Stash themed around like panning. I mean the scent is gone. And it did used to have a scent. That's a little bit alarming. I think April I'm going to do a Shop My Stash themed around panning, so I'm gonna leave that for next month. But I think the other lip product I want to get, I mean, do I have to say much about it? It's Fenty Beauty Fenty Glow Gloss Bomb. I think that'll be really nice. I've got my cool tone gloss and my warm tone gloss. My lip pencil just fell on the floor, you wench. Right, this next drawer is where we put the Shop My Stash products, and my single shadows are here, but I want to show you these 2 things. So, this right here is technically a palette. It's a palette of singles, and this was the Dandelions Co. X Basket Case Beauty collab. Lee created a bundle with them of their favourite shades, and this was called the Frog and Lotus bundle, and I wanted to buy it to support Lee, and also I have never tried Dandelions Co. before, and they're an indie brand that's been on my radar for years, for their mattes specifically, so when Lee did a collab I was like, well, it's the perfect time to try them. And you might be able to tell, it's not been used yet because I've been waiting to film with it, but I've just not had the time, and I thought, you know what? This palette is the perfect grungy spring palette. And I'm calling it a palette because even though it's like just single shadows, but I'm gonna classify it as a palette for this rotation. And I wanna play with this, I wanna use it, I wanna do like a first impression on camera, and I just wanna like play with a new indie brand, and what better time to do it than now? So I'm gonna be using these. And along with this, I also chose some single shadows to go with it and the other pre-made palette. So this is a Lethal like 9-pan palette, and I'm gonna be honest, it really upsets me that Lethal's pans like a square because it kind of looks a bit weird with different pan sizes in it, but I'm trying to not be picky with it. But yeah, these are some single shadows that I thought would complement the Frog and Lotus bundle and the other palette that I'm thinking of choosing. So right here, these top 6 in the circle pans are from Terra Moons, and also these 3 shades are new Terra Moons shadows to me. These 3 were gifts from my friend Katie for my birthday, which are Subluna, Hyperspace, and Kazar. Probably pronouncing it wrong, but they're new to me, so I did definitely want to include them in this Shop My Stash. This row we have the Cosmos, Shattered Stars, and Coalescence, which are like 3 of my favourite Terra Moons shadows, and I thought they kind of fit nicely. I kind of want to organise it in like a column, so like we have the blues, we have the purples and the greens. That's kind of the vibe that we're going for. And the final row includes my Cleona shadows, so I decided to choose Ripple, Stencil, and Verde. Verde has a fat dip in it, look at that. Same with Ripple as well. So I thought these would be good shades to focus on, and I hadn't really used these shades. I mean, no, I have used them before, but recently I've kind of been neglecting these 3 shades, so I thought, perfect, include them here. So that's my little palette of singles and the first palette that we're picking. And the other palette we're gonna be picking is a pre-made one in, like, you know, the traditional sense. The palette that I want to pick out from this one is the newest palette in my collection, along with the Frog and Lotus. And are we ready? Can you see it? Can you see it in this lineup? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. It's right here. Yeah, you definitely could not have seen that. It's the Odin's Eye Flora Story palette that they did in collaboration with Makeup Just for Fun. Amanda, I believe is her name. Now, I haven't bought from Odin's Eye in years, purely because all their releases, like, I liked the look of their palettes, like the ones they did in a collab, like the first collab set that they did, and then the Angelica Nyqvist palette was really beautiful, and then their Christmas palettes and all that stuff, and the Solmon too. And I liked them, but not enough to buy them, if that makes sense. Like, I thought they were objectively really gorgeous, but I didn't think they added anything new to my collection. But as soon as I saw this one, like, this is me so much. Like, it's fucking fairy themed, like earth fairy. There's like mushrooms and like all this nature shit, and I'm covered in nature and all that bullshit. And the color story is like sage, like muted greens with like muted purples, and this iridescent here is beautiful. I am working on a 2 looks plus review with it, and for, like, before I film my review, I do want to play with this a little bit more, because I have used it once and I fucking love it so far. They really do complement each other nicely. Like, we got the muted greens and the purples, and like, I just think these would work together really well. And along with the other singles, I just think it'll work. Let's get back into this drawer and start putting everything away, shall we? Okay, we do not discuss how much shifting that took for how little amount that we have in here, and this rotation is quite small but concise. Got some new stuff to play with, and some old favourites that I haven't used in a very long time, like the Kaleidos Gifted and the Little Jasmine blush and lipstick. So I'm very, very pleased with this. So let's get on into the outro. So anyways, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Do let me know what's in your Shop My Stash rotation for March, and what are your thoughts on the products that I have chosen. If you'd like to see more makeup content from me, then you can follow me on my Instagram. It's Fairy Sky right here. I post all my looks there and I'm active on there every single day. And if you'd like to support me further, I do have my own small business, Rain Cloud Candles Co. We are a small queer-owned business based in the UK, and we make handmade candles and wax melts. The link to shop will be down below, along with our social media, if you'd like to support us. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you here. And as always, stay safe, wash your hands, and I'll see you guys in the next video.